This is you doing your wiggle? Is it that? Shit, I got the sick so badly. We've got to put it. Yeah, here, this side's open. And now it's cold. Yesterday it was 90. Weather. Make up your mind. Oh, what's going on here?
Her name's Hazel.
No.
Hi. Yes.
She's the mistake. Hey.
When she's not standing with her legs like nice and square.
Yeah.
Hi.
Every
Hello.
single one of her shots.
Hi there.
Standing,
Hi. I was always torn, honestly, because Kano is actually a dog that Shadow wanted. So that's why I kept him for a while. I was trying to let him convince his wife and then give him to Shadow, but it never panned out. His wife was into the Frenchies, but that was why. So he kind of had a pretty special. And he's from Kong, and he smiles.
And he's his firstborn son. There were no. Well, it's nicer on here because there's no direct flames.
Wow. Broke already? Oh, Lisa sabotaged it on purpose. I don't know, it's like stuck. It just like won't open. Fucking thing's loud though, bro. It's like a loud ass crow. I didn't mean to disturb you. This is Mick. This is Mick, and this is his mom. He spends a lot of time with his mom. He's kind of a mama's boy. Stop, dog. Mom, go away. Let me ask you. How you can't? Oh, dude, dogs are just the absolute greatest. And just like, it gets no better. Hey, dude. What's up, Strike, dude? With you? Who did this here? It wasn't me. It was one of the other puppies. The Striker.
This says researchers concluded the dogs were using episodic-like memory to repeat their owner's actions even an hour after they first observed them. This suggests that dogs are doing way more than living in the moment. They are forming memories all the time and are able to recall them when needed.
I've definitely been on both sides of the fence, but as we grow in life, we learn different things. They definitely have a memory. They definitely remember things. They're different is they don't hold on to things in the same way that we do, to where it's like you can insert a better experience into that same situation, and then therefore they'll map that as a better experience, and it can therefore be a better memory. I think it's just easier to shift a dog's memory than it is a person. I think people are very stubborn. But anyways, yeah, this is good. She's doing research for our topic in our vlog here. My mind was just like sparked. The dog peed on the floor in my last vlog, and I was like, you know what, I really think a really cool thing to do in the vlogs would be experiments. And I have loads of dogs, so I could experiment in a lot of different ways with the dogs. We're gonna just conduct our own experiment. That's kind of what I was asking you guys, is like, how would you go about proving this with the dogs? How do you think, what do we do to show that dogs remember? That's the question. Yeah, and Google will probably tell you that too. Google's a great thing. It's a great thing. I wish I grew up with Google. I didn't grow up with my kids were like, well, how did you learn things if you didn't have Google? It's like, well, they had this thing, it's called the library, you know? So you would go there and you'd read a book. That's how you learn. So I need more topics of things that we could figure out with dogs. You wrote one down, what is it?
What we talked about earlier, the whole bloodthirsty bullshit.
Oh God, that's absolute nonsense. But I don't know how we would prove that either. That's the question. That's the thing, is we have to figure out ways that we can prove these things. I'm glad to be up here today. So one of the keys here is that We don't name behaviors until the dog understands, yes. So the first time they do it and you put a name to it, they're successful. So you teach the dog, sit, down, anything. You don't put any, you don't put a name on it until they understand. Another part of what I was starting to show him is movement, constant movement. If I am moving kind of quick and he goes into his, that he doesn't trigger, he's not triggered by my movement. So I'm showing him when I move, he doesn't necessarily move, right? My movement is not connected to his movement unless I ask for the movement. Yes. Yes. So I would use the hand signals until he got it down, and when he got it down, then I put the name to it. Definitely does, yes. So now I'll start to give the command when we're down, right? And then he'll understand that, and he's never failed at it, and that's the big key with this here. Yes. Important that you beat him to that punch too. Like if you tell that he's gonna look away, you just give him it, get him to look at you, short duration feed, right? Before he looks away. And then you can teach him that that's what you want. And how I start to teach the basis of a down when he doesn't is I have the treat in my hand with my fist closed. Yes. And the dog can't get to it, so I'll put it down and he'll keep trying to get to it and I'll keep pulling it back. Now, something that I've done with him in the beginning is I've had him sit before I have him lay down, which, yes, is sometimes negative. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to see if I can get him to down from standing. We haven't done that yet, so we're going to see if we can get him to down from a stand. Yes. No cue, because I wasn't sure that he was going to do it properly. Good boy. Good break. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good job. Good boy. So smart. All right. Teach him that when he does that, he'll lose it. And I'll make it work for it a little bit harder. Alright? Good. And good can be your duration marker. Is that right? So you use that to teach him to stay. Good. Good. Then is because I can teach him to bite from different angles. Teach him at low, high, from the back, whichever. And you gotta simulate protection work a little bit. go. Yes. See how he turned his head into me? You mark that. Good. Yes. See that? Alright, a little more obsession. Now put it down a notch. We'll turn towards you. You gotta notice the really small things when it comes to dog training. Because he's giving it to me more, a lot more now. Where he's starting to understand. A few more days working on this, he'll be a lot more possessive and he'll want to just bring it back, get involved with it. If he turns away or is going away, right, you never see me try to reach for it as he's going away. Right? Post! Here. Yes. Sit. Yes. Notice how no reward until the ass will hit the ground. Your reward when the ass is partway off the ground, that's what your dog's gonna think sitting is. Let me sit halfway. And be at least ready. We're done. And we're done. And that's it. And that's all she wrote her.
Ta-da! Yeah, well, goodbye. We'll go to the river. This is like perfect kind of dog you want to train. He's very enthusiastic. He's you know, he loves to work. He loves to come out. He loves to learn. It's the key is that you really like, I think a lot of time, like, you know, like I said, I train with food, but my key to really success with the dogs is that I bond with them, right? It's that it's fun. We enjoy training. I think one of the most powerful ways to train with your dog is you learn to play with them and you learn to really, you know, have fun with them and enjoy it, you know what I mean? It's like a job every time you go to do it and you're just too stern and too stuck up and everything has to be perfect. That's just no fun, you know what I mean? It's like, it's really important that you have fun and you enjoy it and the dog has fun and they enjoy it. Then they learn. I think one of the biggest mistakes that people do when it comes to training dogs is they put unreal expectations on their dog, and then when you don't get to that point when you expected, you know, it's all negative. It's important to not put expectations on the dog, just enjoy the process. It's gonna take time, day by day by day. The more consistent you are, the better they're gonna be, right? The more attention to detail, the better things are gonna be. But always remember, like, there's just lots of bridging when it comes to dog training. So lots of things, you're gonna help them along and then you're gonna take it away. So it's okay. Things don't have to be perfect in the beginning. Like position doesn't have to be perfect in the beginning. You can fix all of these things as you go along, right? Now you can tailor things to be more helpful to you as you're training, solidifying certain behaviors, but it doesn't have to be perfect. And that's the thing to remember, is just doesn't have to be perfect. It's a process. You can fix anything. Even if you made a mistake, you can go back, you can fix it, right? So hopefully you guys have been enjoying what we're doing here with dog training. If you really want to get some detail, please become a member of the channel. That stuff that I shot up there, I'm gonna probably put a little portion of it in the vlog, and then I'm gonna put basically my explanation and a bit more of an edited version of it is gonna be available to the channel members. So if you really wanna learn the depth of the dog training, become a member and we're gonna do it. So I'm gonna post all this content for my Triple G members. So he's such a good dog. He has such a good, just like happy spirit, you know, and that's just like I said, so important, you know, that you have a happy dog. You know, you get so much more out of a dog when they're happy and they want to learn. Yeah, Dad, I learned more shit today. If you don't enjoy it, you don't have any business training the dog. But if you enjoy it, you bond, you create a good relationship with the dog. The best way to teach a dog is through games. Like this game that he likes, he really likes to chase the ball. This is the main way I would be training with this dog. You see that level of energy that you get now when you use the ball? I would be training him with a ball on the string. So once he starts to understand the positions a little bit more, right? So he starts to understand the heel, the sit down, all those things. I would use the ball on the string. That's how I would train with him, because he's clearly showing that he has high ball drive, and he would work for the ball. So you utilize it. You can build drive, but like natural drive is way better. Like, you can build it up more. When a dog naturally likes the ball and wants to work for the ball, use that, because the speed that you're going to get with the ball instead of the food is going to be like times 10. He looks at you, whatever, you mark.
Yes.
And then there's a time when the dog can understand more duration, and the reward becomes less frequent. Right? So right now with Drake, I'm pretty much rewarding everything that he does. He sits, a reward. He downs, a reward. He does a good heel, a reward. Once you get to the point where they start to understand that, there's less of that. So it could be sit, stand, heel, good. Heel, good. Yes. Denmark. I will show the members this kind of thing. The discussions that I'm having in here privately with everybody that's in here. If you become a member, you will be in on these discussions. And I'll probably honestly start to just do live training sessions. I think that would be the way. I just need to get a node out here so I can get Wi-Fi up here, because I don't have Wi-Fi up here. If I get Wi-Fi up here, I'm putting a TV up here for them kids when they're up here, bro. Something like that. So she was training too. Again, I didn't film the training. I'm just here to be giving instruction. I do animal behavior, dog psychology, basically on Facebook on Thursdays at 7:15. Dog training on YouTube, and it's not going to be at 7. I haven't figured it out yet, so don't quote me, but you will know when I know, and it will be soon. Because I have a whole bunch of footage on this camera that I got to edit tonight, and then I'm going to post it. It's going to be my first bit of member content.